Because the answer is pretty simple as to why I don't have many discussions about the so-called lost tribes of Israel. And because I don't have time to deal with all the Hebrew Israelites who are going to come and make all their grandiose statements that are supported by absolutely no information other than a verse in the Bible that wasn't even in the original writings of Deuteronomy. That is why I don't normally talk about the lost tribes of Israel, because they're not lost. They were never lost. You see, when you understand the history after the Bronze Age collapse, and from 900 to the early 700s, well, late 700s actually, BCE, what you have is you had the 10 tribes in northern Israel, and you had 2 tribes in southern Israel. So you had Judah and Benjamin, I believe, in the south, and you had the other 10 up north. Well, when the Assyrians came in and they conquered the majority of the northern Israel, they never sacked Jerusalem, but they conquered all these other cities, and we can find this in the ruins in Nineveh as well as in your Bible. So when they conquered these areas, they absorbed those tribes within themselves, right? And they became part of the Assyrian people. And then, of course, at some point, some of them migrated back to Jerusalem. But then later on, they become conquered by the Babylonians. The Assyrians get conquered by the Babylonians. The northern tribes of Israel get conquered by the Babylonians, and they there again become absorbed into the entire Babylonians. And then when they're released, they're just absorbed into the tribe of Israel, and then they come and they become part of the northern tribe of Israel, right? So there are no lost tribes in the sense of they are distinctive. They just became part of the northern tribe of Israel, and that's it. That's all there is to it. There's not much else about them. They're not the African in America or the black people in America. So the Hebrews, like, they're gonna go with that one. It's cold out here. I need some gloves. It's not us that they migrated and they left and they migrated to West Africa, and then they became enslaved and sent over to the Americas in ships and of that thing, because that just doesn't fit. Because Deuteronomy 28:68 actually talks about there will be no buyers. There were plenty of buyers of the West African slaves. It talks about that they will go to Mizraim, and it uses the definite article, and the definite article means that they're talking literally about Egypt. They're not talking about America. And America is not Egypt. Is not Egypt. But there is no history of this migration. Now, sure, were there some people who migrated from the Levant and Egypt into Ethiopia to get away from persecution? Yes. Into Sudan to get away from persecution? Yes. And even a few migrated into sub-Saharan Africa? Yes. Were there enough that it would have created enough people for the transatlantic slave trade? No. And for them to believe that anyway would suggest that if they believe that the Native Americans who were here were already the lost Israelites, then they're getting in with the Mormons, because John Smith of the Mormons is the one who promoted that idea. And they always claim that, oh, you take your information from a white man. If you're promoting that the indigenous people in America were Hebrews, you're taking it from a white man. If you're promoting that they migrated to West Africa, you got that from a white man too. So I don't care where the information comes from. The only thing I care about is the information correct, or as correct as we can possibly figure it out in today's world. I'm pretty sure that as time goes on, we'll find out more and more information. But to answer that question, no, they just became part of the Assyrians, and then part of the northern tribe of Israel. That's it. And then part of the Babylonians, then back to part of the northern tribe of Israel. They were never lost. They just got absorbed. And that's about it. So y'all have a great day. Remember, always, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.